Great news, guys. I got the garden started this year, and over the next few episodes, I'm going to show you start to finish exactly how I did it. So we got started early this year, but most of those starts didn't do so hot. In fact, my first batch completely died because we got really sick with some kind of crud in the middle of February. I'm new to composting, but I've already figured out I need to do some stuff differently this year. I think I need to do some worms, and I need to do a little more research on what exactly I need. So I think I'll do that this week, and then I'll come up with a better plan for the compost. But I have ordered stuff for raised beds, which we will be picking up in the next week or so. And once I get those started, that'll help me figure out the composting a little better. So hopefully we'll get that sorted out soon. Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Mother's Day. Just to give you an idea of the timeline, I am down on the build site. Mike is doing some dirt work right now, and I am going to show you guys what we are up to. I broke down. I wanted to do this with all reclaimed stuff, but realistically, it takes so long to gather that, and I really need these beds in this year. So you guessed it, I'm making raised beds. I bought some lumber. I bought 128 2x4s. The likelihood that I'm going to use them all for beds is it's low, because I originally was going to do really long beds, like 25-foot beds, and like I think it was 9 feet between the two of them. So I was going to do like a big U shape, but I changed my mind on that, and we're going to make a series of smaller beds. So, funny thing, no matter how many times I look at these, every time I glance at this, I see stud muffin. Hey guys, so the garden's going pretty good. Got some oregano, sage, and mint. And over here we have some dill, some green onions, huckleberry, Brussels sprouts, celery, lemon balm. We've got some basil, some dill, echinacea. We've got pepper plants here, and then in the big basket we've got various squash, watermelon, stuff. I'm gonna take over right here because the wind was really bad that day and it overwhelmed the sound completely. So Mike made a cut list, and what I'm doing here is I'm marking everything down onto the boards so that I can cut everything and have it ready to go. And finally, after so much planning, it was time to get going. Time to cut all the wood that I marked up. And if you want to do a similar project, I'm going to go ahead and leave the details in the description below, and also on our website, lazyaholeranch.com. And after this, I'm really just gonna go ahead and say that I don't think woodworking is really my thing. The saws especially would take things away from me, throw things at me, try to bite me, so I'm just not that into it. Metal's more my style. So here we are. We have all of our wood cut for our raised bed. I did probably 95% of it by myself. Mike helped with a couple things because the table saw kicked back the first time I used it and scared the crap out of me. So he did a few and then I did more. I just have to cut the metal and then start putting them together. And of course, as I'm building the raised beds, we have a storm coming in. It is supposed to snow overnight. Definitely rain. And when I do these projects, I always think it's gonna be like bang, 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 they're done, right? I don't realize how long they're actually gonna take, and this is gonna take forever, and that's okay. Well, I just have to learn how to adjust my expectations because it's not something I'm used to, so.
Yeah, the more crap you do, and then when you get into just design from start to finish, and the more of that you go through, the more you realize, man, this is kind of involved.
Yeah, there's a lot of time involved in this stuff. They say about expectations and assholes.
Yeah.
I don't think they say anything about them.
Somebody probably has.
If you know what they say about expectations and assholes, leave a comment below because I just started saying stuff.
Mixing metaphors.
They all stink!
There may be a little bit of weirdness just from work because it's wood, but...
Well, and also because it's my first time, like, going through a cut list and cutting a bunch of stuff, so I guarantee these are not dead on.
That's okay.
And I figured for this, it wasn't that big of a deal if they weren't dead on, as long as they hold together and do their job.
Yeah, they can be rhomboid in shape and it's not really going to screw anything up.
Yeah. So for me, this is just a practical exercise in using the tools that we have. Okay.
Yeah, that's a little over 36.
Because I don't know what I'm doing. That's
Just
a little
teeny
under.
bit under, which is fine. 38 and a bit. Wait, what?
Is that really short? So, Allie can't cut.
So this will hang over a little bit, which, it's a freaking raised bed.
So you guessed it, I cut some of them wrong, or I measured them wrong when I was measuring them. I'm not sure, but anyhow, it meant that I had to use quite a few more 2x4s, and I had to recut the wood. So the cost went up, but it was still only about $43 per bed, I believe. And then it was time to start assembling the tops and the bottoms. I pre-drilled the holes, and then we used a 3.5-inch screw, just a construction screw, to hold everything together.
Alright, first real use of the Fireball tool squares.
Oh, this is so much more comfortable already.
Yes.
I don't like having to get on the ground because I never know if I'm going to be able to get back up again.
That, kids, is why we have sawhorses.
And over time, the construction process evolved to make things a lot easier. That's 2 done. And so begins our raised bed garden adventure. I like to keep our videos a little bit shorter, so this ends this episode. Next episode will cover the sheet metal. If you enjoy our videos, hit that like button. And also, don't forget to subscribe. We have started our arch cabin build, and we're excited to share it with you. Thanks for watching, guys. Now get out there and do the thing. I know you can, because I can.